Today is July 29th. We're bantering with Boone, and the Yanks are still in a swoon. Oh, I just may. Let's talk some Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, presented to you by SeatGeek, code Yanks 2025. I am Jake Storielli. That's BBD in the corner. John on vacation with the fam at the Jersey Shore. We love it.
Go tweet something nice at him.
And if you're a player or a manager or a coach in Major League Baseball, please don't get into a fight the next couple days so he can enjoy his vacation. At the same time, I will ask the Yankees to make trades. Jimmy is very available for that, but he's enjoying some family time before the thick of summer and the final run of the baseball season. And we got our warehouse is going on. We got our big floorball tournament coming up, so go check that out. We have our Boone interview today. If you've been listening to recent episodes of Talking Yanks, we've been debating, because it's trade deadline season. Like, there's one topic in baseball right now that we all care about, and whether you're mad at the team, I was going to say if you're happy with the team, you're not happy with the team if you're listening to Talking Yanks right now. Because teams play bad, and the Yankees are doing that right now, and we've been doing that basically since June 1st on the nose. That can change with the deadline. That we've already seen. We have a new starting third baseman who looks the part, and we talked some Ryan McMahon. We have a new utility piece that we saw get a pinch hit in a nice situation last night that hopefully Amed Rosario can be an impactful piece to this team. Although, as we talk with Boone, and we just did this, he does kind of allude to, like, he's a verse lefty guy, and if you've been looking at the Yankees schedule, there are a lot of righties coming up, which, again, should be good news, because now I think 7 guys in the lineup tonight are left-handed hitters. So funny how quickly and not quickly the Yankees have changed from the full right-handed power-hitting team to now we have all these lefties at the stadium. But our pitching is horribly thin. The bullpen and some of the guys coming out of the bullpen right now, it's wild to see. And I will preface the people that if you're looking for a Boone tar and feather him in the middle of town episode, it's not that. We kind of did that last week, and we're waiting to see the new adds to this team, because I know a lot of us like to be critical of Boone in certain moments, and I even asked him, like, he left Schlittler out there for what I thought was a batter too long last night, but he's juggling a lot with a thin bullpen right now, and the Yankees need pitchers. So there's a lot of updates coming up in this bantering with Boone. I don't know, anything else we need to touch on, Beebs, before the episode?
No, they addressed their position player group for the most part. The rumors about potentially doing more there that, I don't know, we'll see, but we figured that was enough to, like, really do a good Boone convo this week. That is always a bit of a challenge, or just a weird area this time of year because everything's in flux.
Between the two new players, between Luis Gil's making his first rehab start tonight, Judge injury update is important. Like, Stanton playing the outfield, there was enough to go with, so we did it. We didn't, go scorched earth or anything like that. So don't send this to your drunk uncle. This is just a Yankee fan episode that let's see where we're at in a couple days. And today's bantering with Boone is brought to you by T-Mobile. Based on hundreds of millions of real-world tests, kind of a big flex by them, the experts at Ookla Speed Test have spoken. T-Mobile is now the best mobile network in America, so you can keep up with all the MLB action from the ballpark to the back country. Hello. Because T-Mobile got the most advanced 5G, the most towers, and a signal that goes farther than ever now. Oh, and do we mention the largest satellite to mobile network? You might have saw the Yankees made a trade for a third baseman. Chom was live from the Jersey Shore, from his phone, as we reacted to Ryan McMahon, who got a couple hits over the weekend. So if that's the kind of coverage you're looking for, wherever you are, it's all on America's best network. So whether you're streaming the game, checking out stats on the road, or experience ballpark perks with Magenta status, real nice. You're ready to stay connected wherever your fandom takes you. Head over to T-Mobile.com/network to switch to the best network, Boone. Hello and welcome back to Bantering with Boone. We are joined by manager of the New York Yankees, Aaron Boone. Booney, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm good, man. I prefaced you when we hopped on the Zoom. It's hot outside. It's hot in Yankee land. It's deadline season. Yeah, I mean, as Yankee fans, we're a little on edge, and we want it to turn around. But like we normally state, you're on that team too.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
hey, I will hit you because I got beat reportery stuff. You do have a couple new toys to play with in the lineup that we've gotten to see the past couple days. I do want to start with some weird fandom stuff because, again, the streets are hot right now. The world's burning. I get it. There's a deadline coming up, and there's 2 months of baseball that we can change that narrative. I want to hit you with a weird fan one first. There were Eagle chants at Yankee Stadium over the weekend. That's got to be a weird fever dream for you because, again, you're an Eagles fan. We love and respect that for you, and the New York football teams aren't fighting for anyone's hearts right now. But are you looking around like, what the hell is going on here?
It's the only time I've wanted to vomit hearing that.
Good answer.
In that context, I hated it. So fortunately, when it was going up Sunday, we were in the process of winning the game, so that helped a little bit. But it's the only time I do not like that.
Are you getting weird looks in the dugout? Like, Booney, they're
No.
chanting Eagles right now.
I didn't notice that, but I'm eyes to the field, so none of that.
Okay. Let me hit you with my best beat reporter segment. Judgy, are there any updates at this point? You know, last we saw him, he was, being Big Judge interview. I don't necessarily want to go on the IL. We'll see what's next. Is there any update there?
So I think he's going to start just hitting off the tee and some toss today or tomorrow.
Okay.
So kind of that slow ramp up. He had the PRP injection on the day of, so letting that calm down. So I think he probably starts ramping up a little bit in the next day or two. It might even be today. I'm not sure.
And that's hitting only. Like we're not throwing until 10 to 14.
No.
Yeah.
So the throwing will be anywhere between that probably 10 and 15 days, I would say. Just depending on, the things they do with them as far as, where they measure symptoms and do the different plyo things and treatments. They'll have a feel of when he can start his throwing program. And then not sure how long it would take after that. Hopefully not too long.
Okay. And then I just realized all these updates are on massive human beings. Stanton playing the outfield. Has anything, I guess, progressed there, or what does that look like? Taking fly balls, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so yesterday he got out there a little bit, just took some ground balls, threw the ball from the outfield. So he'll do that a little bit this coming week as we get to that point when probably Aaron's ready to come back and potentially DH. So I don't know how much I'll do it or if I'll do it. Kind of listen to G and his body a little bit and see what it looks like. But he's eager to do it. Like he wants to be at least that occasional option, especially when we're whole, like just having the ability to have an extra guy there, I think is important to him. And hopefully it's something that he'll be able to handle.
And we've seen it with Stanton the past few years, I guess I'm wondering how to phrase this, but normally it's the more contained area as he's lost some of his range we're talking right field at the stadium, left field at Fenway, like that kind of deal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then again, these are all massive humans. Spencer Jones, he's missed the past couple days with some back spasms. I guess was funny with the timing of the Rosario trade, who, as you admitted, you guys have openly talked about that you guys have had interest in him in the past couple years. Without the back spasms or Rosario, was Spencer Jones in play to be called up?
I don't know. I mean, he was having the back spasms. So,
Right.
yeah. So, and then the Rosario thing looked like it was gaining some steam. So, yeah, that was kind of the timeline of it. Was kind of that little 10-12 hour window where, we weren't sure on Judgy, and then all of a sudden, okay, we made the decision that, first of all, we got the news on Judge. What was that, Saturday morning? And then decided to put him on the IL. At that point, the Rosario stuff was gaining steam. So and then also deciding, okay, if we don't get Rosario, who do we want to call up? Spencer had the back spasm stuff, so he would have been in the conversation, but with Dominguez, Grish, and Belly out there, kind of in this sense, looking for more of that fourth outfielder, probably a right-handed hitter. I don't know if it would have happened in the immediate.
Okay. All right. That's Jake, big boy beat writer update. I'll segue that a little bit with the Judge, because Saturday's brutal. Like, okay, let's get ready to start a baseball game, and Judge could. We've seen way too many position players have. There's way too many baseball players having Tommy John surgery, but the position players, and it's pretty simple math. Like, guys throw harder now, and that's kind of how it works. I know you're going to say that, these guys are professionals and you got to do it, but we've leaned into the captain thing pretty hard. Judge is having one of the best baseball seasons any player's ever had. How hard is it to have that, you're waiting for Dr. Chris Ahmad's update and you have to go play a baseball game that could change the outlook of your season, if not 2 seasons?
Yeah, honestly, you're just kind of, you go play. Going and right before the game, we had a little initial idea, even though we hadn't got the total weigh-in and the 3 hours of the game that unfolded, that I didn't have any updates. But at least the initial look appeared to be the flexor. So we thought UCL-wise we were good. And honestly, as I said, going to bed the night before, I was like, pretty, I don't know, nervous or whatever, just, not. So it felt like a bit of good news actually walking out there, even though I wasn't sure the full, Dr. Ahmad hadn't gotten there and done his physical evaluation with him. So, and then coming in after the game and having more clarity, and he had just gotten the PRP shot. So we're on the road. So I think we, in the big picture, dodged something pretty good, and hopefully this little bit of downtime does the trick, and also serves as a little bit of a physical reset for him in a long season where you're playing every day, and hopefully makes him that much stronger going down the stretch.
Yeah. So that's McMahon's debut, and kind of like you're saying, I hope there was better vibes in the locker room, because I think a lot of Yankee fans, it's Saturday, middle of summer, on their couch, and we're trying to get through, and we're like, wait, did the whole season just get turned on its head? Hey, here's Ryan McMahon. Today's episode is sponsored by Lids. You guys know Lids. It's where you go for lids. BBD got his hat at Lids. I got my hat from Lids. And Lids, it's the go-to place, and it can be your go-to for all things Topps trading card. Okay? Topps Chrome Series that dropped July 23rd. Lids is the only retail store with hobby boxes, so now you can have the satisfaction of ripping packs as soon as you make the purchase and not have to wait for the delivery to your house. Look at that. Apparently, someone just pulled a one-of-one Cal Raleigh autographed card at Lids store, and I'm hearing it sold for almost $3,000. Okay. To welcome card collectors of all ages to Lids stores, customers can use code JOHNBOY in-store to get an access pass premium membership for free with any purchase of MLB Topps Chrome. The AP premium membership includes 20% off headwear. Okay, that can work out real quick. 10% off apparel and early access to the latest drops, product giveaways, and more with Lids. He's looked good. He's looked good. I mean, it is funny how we are as fans that, 4 for 9, it's obviously a small sample size, but the at-bats have looked good. We're digging through all the home road core splits, and I'm one of the biggest proponents in the world that the cores effect needs to be out there more with fans, that it hurts these guys almost as much, if not more, on the road than it helps them at home. In these early couple games with McMahon, is it what you expected? Is the defense he showed out a little bit on defense?
Yeah, he really did. I think the thing with what we've seen and going back to the cores effect is it's definitely a real thing. Like year in and year out, you hit better at home, you hit worse on the road, usually by a good margin because of the adjustment of going to the road. And now all of a sudden breaking balls are doing different things. So what we have noticed is that guys that leave Colorado usually stay the same trajectory of player that they are. It's just a little more, level. So getting back to McMahon, the defense has been tremendous. Like I remember when we were in Colorado in May and he made a couple plays, but one play in particular kind of coming into his left. And I remember turning to Osmus and I just said, that's what a third baseman looks like right there. And he's made a few of those plays where it's like just the clock, the arm strength, the movement. You watch him take ground balls and how easily he gets underneath the ball and bottom up. He's a talented guy with and a really pretty swing too. And I think hopefully there's a little more upside there offensively, even though he has had a good bit of success in his career offensively. But I think he's got a chance to really hit too. So excited to have him. He's been great in the room. He seems to fit in. He seems to be settled in well. And albeit a few days, but I have like the at bats.
I have a lineup conversation, but I think I want to save that for now because let's do Amed Rosario. We get our taste test of him last night and beautifully done. Pinch hit at bat. It runs hard trying to think about a double. We love this guy. Let's see what happens as the season goes as Yankees fans. Now you talked about in the initial presser, he's been playing a lot of second and third and corner outfield. Is he going to get starts against righties? Because we've got this massive righty lane coming up, and obviously the numbers say he mashes lefties.
Yeah, I don't know. He might get a one-off here, but I don't anticipate a lot of righty starts. Okay. You never know, if somebody's banged up or somebody needs a day or whatever it may be. Like I certainly feel comfortable putting in there, but I expect him to be in there against lefties and being that guy like last night. Like tonight, we're going to roll out seven lefties in our lineup, and tonight I got G down and him over there as guys that. You feel really good about sending up there in a big spot, in the right spot.
So is Goldy in tonight?
Goldy's at first tonight.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Because that's one of the popular topics online right now is Rice and Goldy, just because Goldy's righty splits on the year. At the same time, you could spin yourself in circles because we've been yelling that you have to have the best defensive line, like to get out of the defensive funk the Yankees have been in. And when it's Goldy, Jazz, Volpe, McMahon, like that is nice, as you well know. But I guess Rosario and what we saw last night pinch hitting, and Goldy, what we've seen in his pinch hit samples, even Stanton recently. I guess this isn't a question. This is me saying, like, with the right-handed starting pitchers coming out, let's roll those lefties out there, and if they bring in Montgomery or one of their lefties, then like. Press the button. We're good with that.
Yeah, that's where like Rosario brings another element, because I feel like there's been some games this year, like say where I've had a lefty lineup and I've had Giancarlo and Goldschmidt over there. It's hard to shoot them both because of our roster configuration a little bit, like not having the kind of move. Rosario gives us a little bit more of that, where I can, I've got Peraza over there as the extra infielder. Rosario can go a lot of different places. So I feel like bringing in Rosario not only brings in a good player and a good support and role player for us, but it also gives us a little more versatility in how we can be a little more aggressive off the bench as well.
That makes sense. In last night's game, Schlitter's going, and I think Schlittler, excuse me. We'll bleep that out in post. Schlittler's going. I think he's at the 80 pitch mark, and Hedrick's up. I think you go one more batter with him. And again, we're playing the results at that point a little bit, but I think it was low, the lefty. I guess how much of the decision, because you're juggling a lot right now, man. The bullpen has been tested, and the tests are going poorly. That like Hedrick's up there. I guess how much was that final at bat a decision for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really a result of coming off a week in which we've had a 3 2/3, a 5 1/3, 5 1/3. We're at 4 innings there. I got no De Los Santos and Loizaga yesterday. And obviously, if I go Weave, Hill, and Devin, they're all 2 days in a row there. So I just and Hedrick, had been hurt a month in the minor leagues before just coming back, so I don't have a lot of length with him. So I just didn't have a lot to kind of get to the finish line, and end up Hedrick came in and if you go Hedrick there, you're going to see now Morel probably for low, so you're going to get that matchup, but just trying to shorten the game a little bit the best I can. I felt like Schlittler, I could get potentially some swing and miss, and 0-2, he makes, leaves a pitch right there. So just up against it a little bit. And yeah, I mean, that's a little bit where we're at right now. And we got to get some, deeper outs there with some starters.
And I'll go beat reporter mode again because Cruz Lighter Yarby, we were going through the updates, and I got to tell you, and this is no shots fired at you or the media people, but some of the update, Yarby had what'd they call it, Beebs? A feel it out throw session?
No, touch and feel. It's kind of
your words, not mine, Padre.
Yeah.
Like what's that about?
Like a very light bullpen where you're getting on you're on the slope a little bit, but it's not like a full,
not a full ramp.
No, he's into bullpen mode now, though.
Okay. I guess of those three, like I can't tell which horse is ahead of the race right now and coming back between Cruz, Lighter, and Yarby.
Lighter's the closest.
Okay, so he's ramping up. Okay.
Yeah, so Lighter threw another bullpen yesterday. He will throw a live on Thursday.
Okay.
And then with the idea that he'll pitch in a rehab game on the weekend and then hopefully be in play in Texas.
Okay. And then I
then Cruz and Yarbs are kind of probably on a similar trajectory. Yarbs maybe a little ahead, but he was down longer, so his buildup might be a little longer, and we got to get him to a higher pitch count too. So Cruz is expected to get on the mound for the first time, I believe, Thursday or Friday.
Okay. So, I think I've got it.
Yeah.
I was going to make another horse race comparison, but nobody needs that. I guess the final horse we need to talk about is Luis Gil. He's pitching today at AAA.
Yep.
I'm guessing we're aiming for 70, low 70 pitch count, and
I think 75 is what we have. Yeah.
And this should be the last rehab start.
Yes, that's the hope. That's the idea.
And if everything goes smoothly, which it will, right? That's how life works.
Then he would potentially pitch Sunday in Miami.
Okay, so Sunday in Miami. Let me do my rotation math. So that would give Fried an extra day.
Yeah. So Fried, I think, would go the first day in Texas.
Okay, so you get one more Schlittler, Heel, push Fried. Did I do that right? Okay, that's everyone wants some more pitching. No shame in your game if you're sending Cashman some LOL hey texts like as we sneak closer to Thursday. But Heel the plan is to be a starter. Like that's
yes.
Yeah. Okay. let me see what else I've got for you. I guess I mentioned it lineup wise. This one's just me. I very much realize baseball has evolved from the batting average days, and we have a lot of other stats. I do think batting average is still a stat. It shows you how much the chance a guy can get a hit in a situation. With the bottom of the lineup the past couple days, and this isn't a full vote, but I guess I'm interested in your opinion. Maybe it's sliding McMahon up and Dominguez down because I super respect Ryan McMahon's game. A good defensive third baseman that can get on base with some pop and let's see where the numbers land out. He's 241 career. But right now the batting average is at the bottom of the lineup. It's a little daunting seeing where McMahon, Volpe, and Wells is. That I guess, I don't know if I'm casting a ballot officially, but like a McMahon Dominguez just to get a little more hit tool, a little contact down there. Do you like that at all?
At the bottom?
Yes.
Well, I mean, obviously we got no judge right now, and you're kind of trying to make the order to where, the other team has a couple of lefties that they're going to fire against our 7 lefty game today. So you're trying to, set it up to where you can leverage an at bat maybe for Giancarlo or Rosario, in a big spot. So you want to kind of pair the lineup a little bit to where you might actually do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm calling myself out.
Guys with a higher average down at the bottom.
Well, I see your statement there. No, it's a little bit of mental warfare when it's like, okay, who's coming up this inning? McMahon's hitting 223 or whatever on the season. Wells 214, Volpe 213. I realize these are the cards in play, and 2 of those guys, well, actually 3 at this point, are out there for their defense. I realize there's a little bit of an old school and, get your best hitters up. But flipping the lineup to get it back to the other guys for the big inning, it's a developing theory I'm working on. And it was a little daunting. And, hey, maybe it was the July heat getting to me a little bit. But those batting averages got to me just a little bit last night, just being honest.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love all our guys to be hitting 280 with 350s.
Well, don't open that up.
The bottom of the order get on more though for the
yes, yeah.
So batting average, when I'm weighing batting average sometimes and on base, like sometimes the batting average more in the middle of the lineup where there's going to be guys on base.
Right. I think that's a conversation that's going to start happening more in baseball. Maybe it already is where, again, we've seen a couple players through the year. Aaron Hicks is a good example that, yes, that on-base tool is impressive, but there's also certain times where pitchers aren't going to walk you that the batting average kind of comes more into play. It was me late night on the couch last night. I guess Rice versus Goldy. I mentioned it on the way through there. Is it day by day? I know the whole lineup's a juggle, but the Rice stats versus righties are significantly better than Goldy's.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's trying to keep them both playing a lot. And I kind of, for the most part, they've kind of been in that 2 out of 3 mode. So they're both in there today. Benny played the last 2 games of the Philly series. He'll play today. He'll probably play the next 3, but we'll see.
Okay. And no, you don't want to check your phone to see if Cashman has said anything, any weird gifts or anything like that.
Nothing yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess if he lets you know, you can let us know. Wait.
Just kidding.
Not bad. Man, we'll as I've been honest with you throughout, this is always a funky one. We delayed just because we anticipate a few moves happening in the next 48 hours. It's news if there is or there isn't. But you got a couple new bodies, and we just want some good Yankees baseball, which I know you do too. So we'll send you out with trivia presented by T-Mobile. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile. 2 players on the Yankees have 10-plus career home runs versus the Rays. Who are they?
2 players, 10-plus homers versus the Rays.
Yep.
Judge.
Yeah.
Stanton.
It is Judge and Stanton. I'm going to ask our research guys why was that the trivia?
Playing the Rays right now, big guys.
Okay. I'm glad you got that one.
Made me laugh that the answer is just the 2 guys you'd think.
Okay, see? Sometimes we're straightforward, Booney.
Right.
Hey, man. Thank you.
Let's have a good week.
Let's have a good week, man. Let's have a good week. Hopefully, maybe some big news Thursday, and we'll see you next week.
All right, bud. Take care. See you, Blanche.
Today's episode is sponsored by DraftKings. Nothing says summer like long days, clutch plays, and maybe firing off a few bets. I would put parlays there, but all of that is with the DraftKings Sportsbook. If you've never bet on baseball before, it is easy. Pick a guy to go yard. Pick your team to win. I would love that. No spreadsheets or anything crazy like that. It's just vibes and dingers. And for first-timers, new DraftKings customers, bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code JMBaseball. That's code JMBaseball for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right, that was Bantering with Boone. Like I tried to tee up for you guys. And there was a couple questions where I got a little too wordy. Talkin Jake is kind of in the name. But, yeah, I don't know. I found the Judge update in theory to be good news. Like, I had a dark moment where I was just waking up and getting ready today that I was like, hey, maybe Judge is actually just fully hurt and they're lying through the deadline. Like, that wouldn't be the craziest Yankee thing to do, right?
Unfortunately, cool. in the Talkin Yanks era, I think it's fair to say they haven't earned the benefit of the doubt on that. But it seems like everything is pointing through as right a direction on Judge as it can. With
Judge's quotes and the fact that he said he got the PRP and he should be swinging today or tomorrow, we like that. Stanton in the outfield is always a weird one, and I think if you were watching on the YouTube, you saw even Boone start smiling that it's like, yeah, we will see. There were some text messages sent in the Talkin Yanks group chat last night that was like, oh my God, an outfield with Dominguez and Stanton can't happen for very different reasons in the different corners of the outfield. And I tend to agree with that.
Boone like kind of explicitly saying it will be the small ones, which we figured, like Yankee Stadium, right field, and I think there's a Houston trip later in the month that left field could get in play there. Like I guess they might be asking to play even less left field than I was, or outfield than I was thinking with that 2-3 week period where Judge is going to be DHing.
Yeah, and we do know, like, Booney is calculated about all of this. That we saw Kyle Schwarber and left. I was wondering if Booney would even throw that out there, but we saw a couple years ago that they kind of signed off on that's over. So I don't know. I guess if you're a Yankee fan, I wouldn't get too excited about Stanton playing the outfield. I don't know if any of us are, but it's just the concept of it can allow some different things to happen in the lineup. And then, I guess the other one that I did a big head tilt on was Spencer Jones, because he's been killing it at AAA, and hey, maybe he gets traded in 48 hours and he becomes a different memory for all of us. But it was one of the first places that people jumped to when Judgy got hurt, and it was just like, hey, all right, so are we going to call up the top prospect who's killing it at AAA like we've kind of never seen a prospect doing it? He has been out with back spasms that the Yankees got to, I don't want to say hide behind that a little bit.
Kick his can down the road a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Going by Boone's initial reaction, it felt like it wasn't on the table. And then at the end, he did come in and say, like, but it could have been an option. I don't know. That felt a little fake to me. Good on him PR-wise, saying he hated the Eagles' chance in that moment. Right answer.
I guess on the Jones front, pre-deadline with 40-man considerations to be made. Like, I don't know if the 4 days between Judge injury and deadline for 5 days, whatever it is, maybe that wasn't in range. But if Judge was just like out, I'd have to think sometime in August it becomes at least a loud conversation in Yankee land. Maybe it is or isn't on the table, but
Well, and I guess, some other kind of closing notes for me. Mark Leiter Jr., the fact that he said, he's like throwing aggressively in Texas should be in play. That shows you kind of everyone wants a sense of urgency from the Yankees, and I think there's times that very much makes sense, and there's times it does not. Him saying like, "Hey, Leiter's throwing and he's in play for Texas," he wouldn't do that if this was May. Like he would very much give we're gonna see with Leiter and we might do the minor league rehab. They're like, no, he's throwing, and if he's ready to throw, like we need him.
And I know he's in a weird, Leiter specifically, just in a weird spot with Yankee fans who listen to this show and whatever, but like one of their more effective relievers this year, is that a roster construction issue? Is that you not noticing how good Leiter's been, and particularly against lefties? It's everything.
Yeah, Leiter's tricky because it's an interesting pitching style, and we did see his fastball tick up, and he had moments, and he had moxie in the postseason last year. The bigger thing he would help solve is right now the depth in the bullpen. Like
from where the bullpen's at right now, it's just like
tonight, Luke Weaver and Tim Hill are out, so Max Fried is on the mound. Like, if Max Fried gives us 6.1, which would be a nice start, and Max Fried can do more than that, to get to Devin Williams, you need, oh my God.
5 more outs from...
Yes, because we're in the 7th. So you need 5 outs out of Loaizaga, Yeri De Los Santos, Hamilton, or Brubaker, or Hedrick again. So, like, wherever you're at with Mark Leiter Jr., like Mark Leiter Jr. could eat those 5 outs. And that could reset the bullpen, and that can bring Weave and Hill back into play. So that's the domino effect that the bullpen is just getting crushed by now. That with the bad starts that, Boone got out there and said, yeah, well, recently we've had a 3.1. And like, that was a little pointed, that we need the bullpen depth to help reset, to get it to the good guys in Weaver, Williams, and Hill that have earned that. Ideally, someone else jumps on that pedestal, or ideally we trade for 2 guys that can change the whole outlook of the bullpen. Or is it Luis Hill joining the rotation? And he put a date on that. So that's good.
Like before he does the rehab today, he said like the plan would be him back Sunday. So,
and then is that Schlittler gets one more start, then he goes to the bullpen? Are they planning on trading for other bullpen options?
Down.
We will see, people. It's obviously an angsty and like a weird time in Yankee land right now. Like the team is playing bad. It's hot out. Summer plans are happening. And it's like this Yankees team is losing people. Like I remember going back, what was it, 2021 and 2022 when the stadium was still like at partial capacity at points, that it was like, I remember they opened up the stadium fully and Yankee fans weren't there. And it was because the team wasn't good. And like, that's how Yankee fans are. That's what we care about. My last note that I want to leave you with just a little more optimism, which maybe nobody's there right now. We say it before the season, and then it's very hard to feel it when you're in the season. The Yankees went 3-0 in March. Hell, let's tack that on to April, and that would be 18-13. That's a really good month in Major League Baseball. The Yankees went 17-9 in May. That's a really good month in Major League Baseball. They went 13-14 in June. That's obviously not good, but it's not bad. Like
it's a better record than the vibes felt like.
We've said, and we say it before the season every year, like you're kind of looking for two good months, and 500 wins you a division, or at least easily cements you in the playoffs. 13-14 in June. They are 9-13 in July. The part that stinks is it feels like we've done this every summer now. We need more help. The names are going to be changing a little bit. In a week, we should have Luis Heel, Mark Leiter Jr., and ideally a couple pitchers from the trade deadline. That needs to happen, and let's have that happen. But things can change, and we could get past this. But it has to change, and we have to get past this. And right now we're in the middle of it. It feels awful. And like we say when we talk about Yankees postgames, it's okay to feel awful right now because it's been bad. And it's just tough to watch. It's been tough to watch. So hopefully Max Fried can right the ship tonight. Let's get the offense clicking again. We're seeing all these right-handed starting pitchers. Drew Rasmussen is really good, by the way. Like, he is an all-star. I know he settled in against us, but Joe Boyle, Zach Littell, Ryan Pepio. All right, guys. Again, tweet at Jim. Send him some vacation love. He'll be back for breaking trades. The deadline is the end of the Tampa series that I think we're still going to give it out in awards and stuff, but it's probably going to be more so.
Yeah, don't know how much first half of the show is going to actually contain
State of the Union
discussion,
and
but
that's again, we're Yankee fans, so we're going to be talking about the stuff that all of us are thinking about. We will see you guys there. Go Yanks! Tell them, Jimmy's grandma.
Go Yankees!
Man looks good.
like actually good.